Hello, buckaroos and buckarettes. Cowboy James again. You know, there are several common storylines and themes that run through cowboy stories and cowboy lore. We all know most of them from watching TV and the movies and reading and studies. But every once in a while, a theme crops up that's something you would never expect. The story's about red flannel long underwear. It's called Red FLANNINS, and it's by everybody's favorite cowboy poet, Bruce Kiskaddon. Now, Greasy John Blair had a shooting affair back in the winter of '83. I don't know if it's true, but I'll tell it to you just the way that John told it to me. He said, Greasy John there, as he leaned back in his chair, that other story you told calls to mind about a suit of red flannins I got down at Shannon's, and some trouble I had with O'Brien. Now, you know I rode line with that Jimmy O'Brien that winter, I sure do recall. We got, as you know, our tobacco and clothes before we went out of town in the fall. Now, we's both plenty tough, but that weather was rough and made us go prowl our war sacks and all the clothes we could find, both in his and mine. Well, we put 'em right onto our backs. Now, them red flannins of mine were certainly fine. I didn't begrudge what they cost, but a troublesome thing happened long toward the spring. My suit of red flannins got lost. Well, it's just me and him, so I blamed it on Jim, and Jim right away he got rough. He weren't normally mild, but when once he got riled, I'm present to say he talked tough. It seemed every day we get started someday about where them red flannins had gone, and the more that I thought, the plumb surer I got that my old partner Jim had 'em all. Now, one morning we had a big bait and was starting out late, and the weather was perishing cold. I walked up to him and said, "Look here, Jim, I want them red flannins you stole." Well, Jim's eyes, they got mean. He said, "Let's come clean. I've been hearing this talk quite a spell, and I just can't understand why a reasonable man would be wanting red flannins in hell." Well, it sure weren't no fun, 'cause Jim took to his gun and we shot till the cabin was fogged. The chinkin sure flew where the bullets cut through, and some others plowed into the logs. Now, when the smoke cleared away, there my old partner lay. I says to him, "Mr. O'Brien, since at last you have got to a place that is hot, I'll be taking them flannins of mine." Well, I unbuttoned his clothes, and what do you suppose? He didn't have on those underwear. And I looked all around, and they just wouldn't be found. Them red flannins just weren't anywhere. Now, long toward the spring, and when the grass rose, I began shedding clothes, 'cause my underwear started to itch, clogged up my sweat when I got overhead, so I took me a swim in the creek. And when I jumped in at first, I washed off some loose dirt, and quite a coating of muck, till at last I did come to a layer of tough gum, but I still was as dry as a dove. So I swam around some and washed through that gum. That water soaked into my pores, sure made me shiver, chilled me plumb to the liver. So I waded out onto the shore, and I stood in the sun. I'll be a son of a gun. I thought to my soul I'd have died. I had them clothes on that I thought that was gone. It was plastered down next to my hide. Now, Jimmy O'Brien, that old partner of mine, he's sitting down there on them coals, and I know that he'll wait right up next to the gate, be ready to bulldog my soul. Well, it starts me to drinking every time I get thinking of him fixing it up with old Satan, and I know all these years he'll be pinning his ears and just itching and watching and waiting. Well, I might make a try for a home in the sky, but that wouldn't be treating Jim fair. I made the mistake, so I give him a break, and we'll settle the matter down there. Happy trails, folks.